And welcome to Our Reviews Will Kill You Gaming Grand Theft Horse. Red Dead Redemption 2, the Naturalist update. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content here so we can keep it all coming to you. I am the man they know as Z, and I am here to go over the Red Dead Redemption 2 newest update and highlight some of the things, including the Naturalist update. And if you're like me and any other Red Dead Redemption player, you've just been hanging out, doing your dailies, not accomplishing much. Maybe you've been playing with your friends in the band. Maybe you've been drinking. Maybe you've been drinking alone. Maybe you've been drinking with friends. But either way, you've been enjoying the Moonshine update, but there really hasn't been much to do. I would like to point out here that I'd like to thank some of my participants and friends here, Ron Cold, Stone Cold Killer, Mark D, and Knuckles, as we all cheer to Red Dead finally dropping a new update after 7 months. Now, obviously, after every time we have a drink, we got to get into a slap fight where we slap the tar out of each other and make sure that we get ourselves good and riled up as we get ready to participate in the newest update, and just got to slap the crap out of each other and make sure we get full up on some moonshine before we get going. So anyway, there is a new update. That new update has some fancy things, as Mark D here demonstrates his brand new bow. It is 12 gold. It's an improved bow. It's actually one of those hidden alternate things you can find with Gus. I'll explain that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about what you can buy over at the gun shop. So we'll start with the improved bow. I found this to be a nice upgrade. I really enjoy using the bow, so having a new one's exciting. It's 275 gold, so you can get it, and it also has a really exciting new style that you can put on it, a new variant. You can put the woodland inlay variant. I really enjoy that one. So make sure you go get it. It's got a little bit more accuracy. It definitely seems to do a little more damage, but the real big update is this big daddy, the elephant gun, for $580. Now you're going to spend much more than that to make sure that you upgrade it properly. Always, whenever you buy a gun, make sure you extend the barrel and get some rifling on that. Throw away a couple $100 more right there. And, you can have some fun with this thing. Now, I'm not so sure whether or not it's good for PvP or if it's good for PvE. You will see me use this later to some mixed results, to say the least. But, it's a nice looking gun. Ammunition's extremely expensive for it, but I'm glad that Rockstar decided to put in a big gun that packs a big wallop, and we'll have some fun with that later. You can do different wraps as you normally can do some different metals and change some things. Make sure you take a look, though. Some of them are free. I know most of the gun upgrades cost gold, but here you can get a handful of them for free. And as usual, I like to have some engraving on mine to make it look a little fancier. And just styling that gun out, dropping lots of money on it for no good reason, just because I guess I can. But make sure that, you get the essentials, and go ahead and play with this gun. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what the rest of this update has to offer. One of the most important things I think there is to do is, one of the things you'll see is that all of the dailies have been sorted by categories, so instead of getting confused as to which ones you're doing, it'll take a little bit of getting used to. But the other big update is the Wheeler Club. The Rawson Club. I cannot recommend this enough. It's 40 gold, well worth the investment. Now, many of you may be thinking, do I really have 40 gold to waste on this thing? But I really think it's important that you do. You'll see, you'll get that 40 gold back. I didn't do the math, but you usually do whenever you do one of these clubs. And it's super easy to upgrade. Make sure you take advantage of it. Let's take a look here. We'll show you some of the new things that you can get in it. You get free ability cards. You'll get free new outfits, new jackets. You'll get new wood grains. You'll get, I still have tickets I haven't used from my previous ones. You'll get new wraps. You get new things like new rings and additions for the camera, which is nice. You get some new poses. I know I'm going through it fast. You could spend some time on your own. I think it's cool to get a posse pose for the rifleman. You get some free fast travel tickets. Those are always useful. And you'll get a lot of just fun packages as you level it up. I think after the first night, I was already level 8. You'll see that you also get packages of sedative ammo, some new belt buckles, a couple new hats. You'll get some experience that you can use to level up your Naturalist update. Get some more fun things. Like I said, there's boots, all sorts of fancy stuff. And yeah, I think it's worth it. You get a really cool, I think this is pretty neat, the bandit mask, where you can look either like Zorro or you can look like the Lone Ranger. I think that's pretty neat. So definitely get some cool add-ons. I didn't see a mask for the horse, which I was a little disappointed in, especially I do enjoy those. So not a ton to upgrade your horses with, but there's still enough there to make it worthwhile. So I definitely suggest getting it. And you know, one of the big ones is the Australian Shepherd. People are really going to like that one. You get a new dog at your camp, and you can take a picture with your dog, too, and your posse. So make sure you get that. You get some new emotes, and I think you'll have fun with it. But here's my posse here. We're riding out. We're going to go head out to Strawberry. We finally got to meet up with my main man, Doc L.A. Medic. We also met up with GTA, and we were missing out on some burned Doritos as we head out to Strawberry. And the one thing I'll say about this game, just make sure you know, I can understand if you like solo play, but there's not much more fun than riding out with a posse and going out there and meeting some friends. So go out there, folks, meet some friends. Anyway, as we're riding, we'll eventually make our way to the hotel. That's in Strawberry, and that's where you're going to pick up your Naturalist mission. It's a new role. It goes up to 20 levels, and there's a lot of exciting stuff you can do with that. You'll see you basically just start a cutscene as soon as you walk into the hotel here in Strawberry. Now, you're going to meet these two knuckleheads. One of them essentially takes the place of the trapper Gus. The other one is this naturalist lady who's kind of a weirdo. But what you'll see is that you get to use every place that the trapper was. That's where you'll find Gus. And this lady, this role is quite a bit different than what you normally would do. Now, with this one, you're going to be sedating animals. And I kept part of this cutscene in here because I felt it was a lot of fun. You know, this crazy lady sprays you with some pheromones, and then you start tripping balls. And all the animals in this hotel, where there's usually collectibles, and I like to go in here and check it out a lot whenever I'm in Strawberry. And it's a lot of fun, and, you know, you always got to beware of bears because they're coming for you, as you'll see in the future here. Anyway, as you wake up, you will have to conduct a mission for this lady to kind of get it all set up. You'll ride out to her camp, which is just north of Strawberry, and then you'll end up escorting someone back. Some of my posse members had a little bit of trouble with this, but you just got to remember, you got to take care of this. But let's take a look. There's new saddles, there's new holsters, there's new horses. Always excited with new horses, especially with ones with furry feet. You get a weirdo headband there. You'll get some cool eagle eye stuff and some mercy kill and some really interesting stuff. So it looks like there's going to be just like the other roles. There'll be some free roam competition. You get a variation on the varmint rifle. Finally, they're going to make the varmint rifle important again. It used to be your most important PvP weapon when we first started out in beta, but now you get to use it again. So that'll be fun. The one thing I'll say about this is you cannot use the varmint. If you use the varmint rifle and you use the sedation rounds, you can only use it on the bigger animals. If you use it on the little animals, like chipmunks and squirrels, it's going to kill them. But you can use it on skunks and foxes. So once you go out to Harriet here, there's a lot to buy, but do not waste your money. Be very careful. You can buy the varmint rifle, the sedatives. You get 200 rounds. Obviously, it's $8 there for that. The blending tonic, I didn't see much use for that. You're also going to see there's some other stuff. The wilderness camp's going to be exciting because you can put up a camp anywhere you want. There's Animal Reviver, very expensive, not a good investment in my opinion. Same with the legendary pheromones. I just don't think that was a good investment. We'll show you later. We found legendary animals without a problem whatsoever. I did purchase the sedative varmint pamphlet to make my own varmint cartridges. I did not find that to be very useful. You do need crust valerian root, which you can only buy from Madame Nazar, and maybe if I had one regret, I wouldn't have bought that. I do eventually buy just about everything in the game. One thing I wanted to point out to you guys here is make sure you study those animals, because you do get experience with that. If you notice, I got experience. It's R1 as you're aiming at an animal. So you should study as many of those animals, just like the first player game. If you got to play that, you're going to go, you collect a sample from each animal that you sedate, and you can revive it if you want. That will give you extra XP. I do think it's very expensive, so I don't know if you should do that. Here's me sedating a bear. Sedating bears is not a good idea, because bears will eat you, asshole, first. So, see that arrow there? I do want to point out that red X means that you've sedated the animal. So it may take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shots to sedate something. You can over-sedate them, which will mean that you will kill that animal, which will end up not being useful to you. The one thing I want to point out too is, see, as we do this as a posse, we can all collect the samples. So riding around with your posse, especially in a private session, is very helpful. Another neat trick here is I'll lasso an animal, especially the ungulates, and you'll see you can just have one of your partners here just shoot the thing until it gets knocked out. It'll black out eventually, and you can all collect a sample. So you see the whole posse right up in here and collect some samples. Maybe you'll see my horse there. His name is Demon. He's a magical black unicorn. Very proud of Demon. But see, you can revive them. You can also play tricks on your friends where you can revive animals like bears. That's always fun. There's this vicious beaver that is biting my partners here. You do sedate it, and the good thing, like I said, you're in a posse. We can all get a sample on this as GTA attempts to sedate it. You do get a map, which you'll see where all the legendary animals are. You can see I'll head up to Gus now, who acts as the trapper. Now, Gus has some awesome animal sets. You do have to turn in some of the legendaries. So choices are sedate the animal or kill it. You can't do both. So once you sedate it, you won't get credit for the pelt. So you got to either bring the carcass or not. Here you could bring a perfect badger carcass. You could bring a perfect deer, ram, all sorts of carcasses. I like this bear puffy jacket. It's pretty cool. You could bring a perfect bear carcass and bring it up to the trapper, and he'll craft some awesome gear for you. So I think that's really cool. I'm really glad they brought this back into the game. I was really happy with crafting a lot of the gear from the first player game, and now that they brought it into the online game, I hope they expand it. It's a lot of fun. You can get some trinkets. I'm not 100% sure if the trinkets are just for show or if they do actually give you something like they do in the first player game. One thing I wanted to point out too is keep your eye open. A lot of people ignore helping people, like helping the NPCs. This was an NPC hunter who's tracking a 3-star grizzly bear. So you'll notice here that we're going in for the hunt, and we're going to go track down that perfect grizzly. Now here's me using the elephant gun. We talked about using it. Here it is in action. I'm going to line up and shoot this bear right in the head, and not so sure how I feel about this thing. It just knocked me on my ass. This thing's got packs quite a punch. And if you notice, when I go to aim back at the bear, I shot it in the head, but now it's a 1-star grizzly. So I probably should have went into dead aim, and as usual, the grizzly will eat me asshole first. So that's part of the update. That's some of the early things we've learned, some of the tips and tricks that me and my posse found out. So we want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out our podcast. Our reviews will kill you, and we'll see you next time, folks. Fierce